Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Andy.
And I'm Joe.
And I'm also Joe.
And I'm Andy.
And Joe the third is me.
Andy the fifth is I.
Right. We're going to show you right now a video from our past. These are videos that have previously aired on our Patreon page from the past.
Yes.
Because we're getting ready to launch new videos from the future.
The future is.
I've said before on this channel, if you've watched some of the older videos, where you should take your shoes off, take your pants off, put your pants back on, put your shoes back on, take your jacket off, put your jacket back on. But now I'd also like to advise, for those of you who wear glasses, take your glasses off, put your glasses back on, go get some sunglasses, put them on top of your glasses, and that's it. Keep the sunglasses on over the glasses. Joe can't do it because he can't find sunglasses right now, but please enjoy this video from our past while we get ready for our future here on Give Me All You Got, the show.
The Andy show.
It's not the name of the show. That's just the name that I thought of. Anyway, enjoy this. Bye.
How's the prep for Warped Tour going?
It's good. I mean, I talked a little bit about getting everything ready.
Stuff.
But I've done this tour so many times that at this point I've kind of got it nailed down as far as what I need to
You're
go
doing
on
that
tour.
class. Do you have your curriculum together?
I do. I'm doing virtually the same type of class that I did in 2015. It won't be the exact same class, but it's about similar topics. The idea is that, I'm talking about, from my perspective of someone who does not have formal education, how I educated myself, and speaking about the importance of finding things that interest you intellectually. And just because you're not interested in school doesn't mean you have to be a dumb adult. You can still be someone who finds stimulation intellectually elsewhere. And so kind of, I guess, talking to people about that and talking about my experiences, and I take questions from the people of the class, and it's a fun time.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a good time. I'm excited. I'm excited for all the Warped Tour. People complain about it all the time because it's such a brutal tour to do, but it was my absolute favorite thing growing up, going from, I think the first one I went to was in 2001.
Yeah.
And from that point on, until I guess it was 10 years later was the first time I played it, and from that, every year I looked forward to the summer and I couldn't wait to go. So,
is there a favorite performance you saw?
When I was a kid, the first time I ever went,
Yeah.
really hooked me because I had only ever seen like old guy rock bands up to that point. I'd only seen Kiss and Aerosmith and these bands that were impressive stage shows, but were mostly, with the exception of Steven Tyler running around, but mostly stationary. And it was kind of a different vibe. There wasn't the youth and the vitriol and kind of like the aggression. So I sat at one stage on Warped and I watched Dropkick Murphys, Rancid, and AFI all in a row. And for me, that was like transformative my whole life. From that day on, I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to be like that. And so it really did change the whole dynamic of music for me. And I went every year after that. And I would bring, friends or anybody. And it was just, and then as I got older, it became an important thing for me to go to try to network in a sense. I would go and try to hand out flyers of Black Veil and stuff before we were ever on it. So it's just always been a really important part of my life. I met my wife on Warped Tour. There's so much that ties back to that in my life. So I love doing it. I'm really excited.
I wish I'd embraced Warped Tour, because even like when I first heard about it, I was probably like 13 or something, and like the old man in me was just like, standing on pavement all day, hot,
yeah,
and I just never went.
Was there one in Columbus?
There was,
I can't remember because I know we don't do it now, but couldn't remember if there was one in Columbus.
It was
Cuyahoga Falls is the one that's just between Cleveland and Columbus.
Yeah.
It's been in Cincinnati every year. It goes to Riverbend. Yeah, I was very lucky in that.
I wish I'd embraced that music too, because I had plenty to rebel against in like middle school, like most people do. But oddly, I just community theater was my rebellion.
What's interesting about Warped Tour though is that it really has always run the gambit. I mean, Eminem was on Warped Tour, and Katy Perry's first major tour in the U.S. was Warped Tour, and so there's a lot of different types of artists.
Yeah, there is.
And if you walk around all day, over the years, in 2015 there was an EDM stage that was just EDM music, and people were like raving in front of one of the stages. So it's very cool. And this year the way they're doing it is a little bit more genre specific in terms of the stages. So like there is a metal stage, unlike
cool.
previous years. So if you're really interested in a specific type, you can gravitate towards that, or you can be someone who walks around and kind of gets a little bit of everything. So,
Nice.
And the main stage is obviously the stage that we're on is more eclectic, and there's a lot of different types of bands. I will say that I think that Andy Black is probably the least heavy artist on the main stage. We've got stuff like Attila and Bless the Fall and like metal bands, and then Andy Black. We don't have to dance.
Shimmy around.
But it's going to be a unique experience for me. I'm really looking forward to it. And then midway through the summer, I've got the AP Awards, which you guys are working with me on doing some of the joke writing and stuff. Hopefully, people enjoy it. We're hoping it's good.
Yeah, we'll have to talk about it in the first episode of season 3.
We will. We'll have to address remember when Andy fell over and broke his ribs again. Whatever crazy thing's gonna happen.
As planned.
Yeah. So
Have you been to Warped Tour?
I've been to Warped Tour like 5 or 6 times.
Nice.
Yeah.
Recently, since I've known you, and then before that, I went. They used to go to Dodger Stadium,
Yeah.
and I went to one of those. And
cool.
there was kind of a lull there in like 2006, 2007, where they were still using some of the original bands that they had brought when they were building the tour, but they hadn't really transitioned into the whole like hardcore emo metal scene that's current. And so there wasn't a lot of people there. It was kind of a weird day, actually.
Yeah.
There's now, the lineup is so interesting because you have this year, you have Guar and there's so many like really interesting throwback bands of not only just punk rock bands, but obviously like Goldfinger and other punk rock bands that are older heritage bands as they call them. But then you've got a band like Guar or any of these like really heavy metal bands. And then obviously like what I do and so many other like pop artists and stuff. So it's expanded so much. I remember when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I remember when Killswitch Engage was on it, and that was like a big thing because they were just a metal band. And every band that was on Warped had always been like a punk-leaning band. So that when they started to kind of branch out was probably around that time, around like 2007.
Yeah, like they were still doing the skate show and stuff.
Yeah.
They don't.
There's still the skate influence. Van still has a booth. There's still decks. There's still people skating around,
And
but they don't do
they
like
have a ramp and things. But
sometimes,
it's not like
some of
part
the shows.
of the tour.
Yeah, they used to bring full half pipe like everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's definitely changed over the years, but I think a lot of that's more to accommodate to more bands. There's more bands now than there used to be. There's almost 100 bands. That
it was kind of a 50-50 tour at the beginning. It was like pro skaters going on tour, putting on a demo with skate punk bands
music.
and things like
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that you've never been.
I know.
You've been.
Yeah,
You've seen me at Warped Tours.
Yeah.
But,
No, it was fun. Like when I finally went, it was like, oh, this is cool. It's a nice sense of community, and there's a lot going on.
It's a music festival.
Yeah, exactly.
People are stoked to be there.
Yeah.
You can get an elephant ear if you want.
Ooh.
Which is fried bread. Any fried bread, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're interested in fried bread and baking in the sun, head out to Warped Tour.
We hope you loved that video.
I know that you loved it because I am in your house right now watching you enjoy it.
And
that's not true.
Presumably you loved it because you're still watching the video and it's over.
Right. I hope that you liked it. I hope that you enjoy these videos. We will be uploading these videos every single day from the world, anywhere in the world that we are. We're going to stress out and go, oh, we got to get a video up. So
What's it
we'll
gonna
upload
be?
it. Yeah, we have a remote location that we upload all of these from. It's a bunker. We can't even get in. That's how secret it is. So we just stand right outside the bunker and we upload these videos. Is there anything you'd like these people to know?
Make sure to turn the bell on.
You might ask, what the hell's that? And the answer is, there's apparently a bell somewhere right around this video in one of these areas. Unless you're watching it elsewhere.
Yeah.
Unless it's not on our YouTube page.
If there's an actual bell, you can ring that bell. You can ring my bell.
You can ring my bell, LL. Ring my bell. Get notifications. Subscribe to the channel. Please enjoy these videos. And if you don't tell us, because we'll cry 96 tears.